Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sticky Bar Marketing. I'm Kelly Catalinas. I'm a branch manager here out of the Fairfax location for Fairway Independent Mortgage. And today we're going to talk about Sticky Bar Marketing. And Cindy, before you all joined, was saying, I looked up the word sticky and there's nothing good that's associated with that word. But that is what this is called. And I assure you it is a good thing. I have with me today Anthony Anderson with Fairway. Anthony is a lead generation specialist here at Fairway. He's based out of our Arizona locations, and he's been with Fairway for the last 2 years. However, he's been in the mortgage industry since 2005. Okay. He has focused on lead generation for the most recent 6 years. So the things that he really works on as part of our lead generation team are Facebook ads, paid search, lead capture, and CRM management. And today he's going to talk about some website marketing, that is sticky bar marketing, and how that drives leads to your website and captures very important information to help boost your lead capture percentages. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Anthony.
Good morning. Thanks for having me today. I know Cindy talked about maybe doing a modified presentation and really show you some more applications on how to use our sticky bars and the funnels, right? I'm going to do a little bit of the presentation, but we'll see some practical examples so you can everybody can get a good idea of what's happening. Share my screen here. All right, let me make sure you hit the right screen share button, right? All right, here we go. Everybody see my screen now? Perfect. Oh, it should be, okay, great. So what we want to talk about is a couple pieces that the big guys in the marketplace have right now that you might necessarily not have. How to really take control and take back generating real leads through the use of funnels, and then how to monetize your site, how to make sure all that great traffic that's coming over to your website, you're turning those into leads and high quality leads through the use of sticky bars. So I'm going to bring up one of the big players in the industry that everybody knows, and there's a lot of things happening with them the last couple of years. So Zillow, right? So everybody knows how Zillow works. You go to their website, you put in the zip code you are looking for, you find a house you like, and there's always two options on an active Zillow listing, right? You have this option to contact an agent, which at best you're going to get 4 pieces of info: name, phone, email address, and then the property they're looking at. But there's also this option here that says get pre-qualified. And if a consumer clicks on that, it's going to go through what we call a sales funnel, right? It's a series of questions that is designed to weed out those individuals who aren't really interested in purchasing a home or finding out more information about the mortgage process. And really it's an easy to do thing, right? As you click through it, they don't have to think about it very hard. It has this gaming feel to it. And they can easily navigate through the questions. So what we wanted to do was provide our referral partners with the same type of technology that some of these big guys are using. Not just Zillow, but Realtor.com is using the same technology. Redfin, Trulia, and we see it more in the mortgage industry too. Bankrate uses it. NerdWallet has a similar function. So we see all this type of funnel technology being used in the marketplace. And Zillow is able to ask these mortgage questions, not just provide home information, but ask these mortgage-based questions because they have what's called a mortgage originator's license, right? So they're able to capture this 30%, which is the percentage of home buyers that know, hey, I need to get pre-qualified first before I go home shopping, right? They're actively saying, yes, I need the mortgage information first, and then I'll find the home, or I'll set up the home search, or I'll continue with that process. So because they have these mortgage originator license and licenses throughout the country, they're able to offer these ClickFunnels. So we wanted to be able to give you that technology as well in the form of sales funnels or ClickFunnels, as well as being able to use a sticky bar to help drive traffic to those ClickFunnels. So let's go ahead. I'm going to bring up an example so we can see how these ClickFunnels compare. So here's a ClickFunnel, and you can see there's a couple different pieces on this page. What we can do is we can co-brand with you and your brokerage up top. We can add your information on here, and I'll show you a co-branded one as well. But the idea is still the same. If a consumer is looking to start that pre-approval process, they're going to start, first question is always enter your zip code, but they're going to go through an easy to click through funnel process, very similar to what you saw on Zillow and Bankrate, with the same thing they're using. So we partnered with a company that actually helped build this ClickFunnel technology and decided, hey, you know, I'm not, they wanted to be able to provide these same benefits to lenders and our referral partners. So we're able to provide this ClickFunnel technology to you free of charge. So the consumer's clicking through the funnel, they're going through the questions. You notice they're very similar to what Zillow's asking. And at no point are we having them, they don't have to type in any information right now, right? It's either a click of a button, it's a sliding bar, really easy to navigate through, and really trying to make sure we're trying to get a higher intent consumer to go through the process and really make sure, hey, yes, they are serious about purchasing a home and finding a home. So this is an important question. Are you working with the real estate agent? Any funnel that is co-branded with you, even if the consumer says, yes, I'm working with the real estate agent, we're still going to send a copy of that lead to you. And how do you know, one of the common questions is, how do I know this funnel is unique to me, or how do I make sure that the leads are just coming back to me from this funnel? So there's a couple pieces that we do when we make a new funnel, or do when we start a new funnel. One of them is each funnel has a unique URL. So this is basically a standalone web page that has this funnel technology built into the web page, and we can name this URL accordingly. So typically we name it, put your name on there, possibly your brokerage. We can put a location. But what's nice is anywhere you can share a website link, you can share this funnel at, right? So social media sharing, email blasts, email newsletters, digital material, and we'll look through some examples too. So when the consumer goes through this, they click on the get to this question, are you working with the real estate agent? Even if they say yes, we're still going to send you a copy of that lead. They can also ask if they're working with a loan officer. And it's not until this 87% mark that we're going to start asking for their vital information, right? First name, last name, phone number, and email address. So here's where we get to our TCPA compliance piece. So we want to make sure that we're protecting both our Fairway loan officers and our referral partners. So we have this disclaimer that allows us and our referral partners to call, text, email, send a voice message drop, SMS, all those pieces. We're able to contact the consumer even if they're on the current do not call list. So this is our opt-in for it. That way we're able to try to get in touch with them and move forward with the process. I'm gonna put that's fine. So once the consumer clicks submit, we can do a couple different things. We can either share with them a nice little thank you message. Thank you for, very similar to this. Thank you for your information. One of our experts will follow up with you. If it's co-branded with you on the funnel, we're going to go ahead and put your information here at the bottom. We can put a link to your website at the bottom. Maybe you're using a co-branded app with Kelly. We can also put that a link to download your mobile app. So there's a lot of pieces we can do on this side of it. What we can also do is just display a quick little, hey, thank you for registering, and then we can redirect them automatically to a website. So maybe you use this link. Maybe use this link to share on Facebook. You're sharing on any of your social media sites, and you want to make sure, hey, once the consumer finishes filling out the information, we want to send them right back to your website so they can start the home search process. Does anybody have any questions so far? You can always just throw it in the chat, or there's I think we have no, just a chat button. If anybody has any questions on this piece of it. I'm just gonna skip through this a little bit. So you might be saying, hey, why are we doing a mortgage-based funnel to start with, right? We're asking them for some detailed pieces of information. And we want to ask them, we start with these mortgage funnels because typically mortgage-ready buyers are hotter leads. They typically close or get all their pieces to close in less than 90 days. They understand that mentality of, hey, I need to get a home, but I need to make sure my financials are in place first before I make that offer. I need that pre-qualification letter in hand to take to my realtor and start looking for a home. And anytime we can co-brand on the funnel with you, and I'll show you some co-branded funnel examples. Anytime we co-brand with you and we're sending you that lead at the same time as we're receiving the lead, you guys are working them together, you just make for it just helps with conversion rates, higher conversion rates when you're both working the lead together than by yourself, right? And then you know that because they're filling out financial information, they are more serious about the process. Maybe they've already found a home that they like and they just need that piece to keep moving forward. Like I said before, the funnel will be exclusive to you, so you don't have to worry about, are we sharing these leads with anybody else? That funnel information and goes right to you, and you can start working that lead. Kelly can start working that lead as well. It's a good first step to working or getting in the leads game as well, right? As you guys get more involved with leads and how they work. Just make sure we covered this, the TCPA compliance, mortgage pre-approval. So let's look at a co-branded funnel and how that looks. So you can see between the two funnels, there's a big difference already. The funnels themselves are very customizable. So this one has a Fairway logo, the broker's logo, and here's where we can start really tailoring and making the funnel unique to you is this bottom footer section. So this footer section is customizable, and it really keeps the funnels fresh, and you're able to tailor them for what's happening in the marketplace right now. So last couple months, right, there was not a lot of open houses. Maybe you're doing a lot of virtual tours. Buyers are starting their searches doing a video tour instead of actually showing up at the property right now, right? So what we're able to do is embed those videos into the funnel. So this is a Matterport 3D video that we put in the bottom of we put in the footer section. So now the consumer can navigate through the house and take a virtual tour before they decide to schedule an actual showing. So this footer section, we could put an intro video there. Everybody's been doing Zoom meetings the last 2 or 3 months, right? So everybody should be really good on camera now and have a great camera presence. So we could take those Zoom meetings. You can do them with Kelly. You guys don't have to be in the same office, but you guys can do that Zoom meeting together, record it, and we can put that video here in the funnel like an intro. You can even use this funnel as more of like a just listed or recently sold postcard too. So instead of putting a video up here, we can put images of property that have just sold in a particular area. Maybe you have a current listing you want to showcase as well, right? A high profile listing or something that's just new to the market. We can make that funnel reflect that that listing, kind of almost like a list reports feel, right? There is an additional button here at the bottom. See if you qualify for this home now. If I click it, all it's going to do is take me back to the top of the funnel. So we really don't want the lead to go back out to Zillow or you know, to Bankrate or LendingTree or something like that and request a mortgage quote, right? We want to make sure, hey, can we keep them on this funnel, have them go through the pre-approval process, enter some of their information, and then send them back to your website or send them to a listing page with one of your listings, and then they can start searching for homes as well. Any questions? Once the consumer sends that, clicks that submit button, both the loan officer and you are going to get a copy of all those questions, and you can have them emailed to you, and then you can also have the information texted to you as well. So you're not just going to get the important information, but you're going to get that whole snapshot of the questionnaire, of that funnel questionnaire that they filled out, and you can understand you know, what they're looking to do, what their purchase situation is already before that first conversation happens. And you could probably start tailoring maybe some home searches for them, or maybe you have some ideas already. Okay, they're looking in the 300 to 350 price range. I know there's some great areas that are going to have affordable houses in that price range. So email notification is a must. Text notification, you don't get on the text notification, you don't get all the questions. You just get the pertinent pieces on that side. We don't want to send you a huge text with all of them, but we can definitely do both, send you that email and the text notification. So we don't just have mortgage-based funnels. We also have real estate-based funnels. The real estate-based funnels are questions really designed to get that at the end of the funnel, you have enough information to set that lead up with the home search, right? So the questions on the real estate-based funnels are, you know, what year do you want the property to be built? Bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, amenities, things like that. So you can really start building a home search portal for them and be able to send that out at the end of the funnel or after you get after you get their questions. On the mortgage side, we do have some specific program-based funnels. So if you're maybe you help out a lot of veterans find their homes, we have VA-based funnels, so we can put a lot of VA information on there for you. Maybe you're doing a lot of renovation homes right now. I'm in Arizona, and we saw a huge spike towards the end of last year in consumers that were looking for a particular price range. It was very competitive, so instead they were finding fixer-upper homes and using a 203K or a home style renovation loan to get a cheaper property, upgrade it to what they want, and then move into it, right? So a lot of different possibilities in terms of funnels and what we can do with them, or what we can put on them, and how we can tailor them to fit your message. So because each funnel has its own unique URL, that means you can, anywhere you can share that website address, you can share that funnel. So social media is a great place to share. We have some headlines that we can send you at the end of this presentation as well, or I'll send them to Kelly, but the headlines are call to action lines. So maybe you're struggling with, what is a great call to action to put on my social media post? We can send you a list of suggested headlines. So the nice thing is you can link your text and then put the funnel URL address. That way, if the consumer sees a house that they like, we can send them to a funnel that has that same listing, and then the ability to start the pre-qualification through the actual questions, right? So anytime we can link the funnel to what the source material is, anytime we can mirror it, you're just going to have a higher success and a higher chance of converting that lead from an actual lead to a client. Just some couple of examples on how you could share the same funnel. So what we've seen the last maybe 6 or 7 months is a resurgence of the use of QR codes. So this was a technology that was kind of popular a couple years ago, and it kind of faded out, and it's made a big push again because our cell phone technology has gotten so much better. So we're able to generate a QR code that links to the funnel. So that way consumer sees that QR code, all they have to do is bring up their camera app on their cell phone, hold it up to the code, it recognizes it, and you're able to send them to the funnel on the mobile device. And when we look at these funnels, they look pretty good on desktop, but they actually look really good on a mobile device. This white shadow box actually fills the screen on a mobile device, and it really looks, it actually looks really slick. I think it looks a little bit better on mobile than it does desktop. But we're able to do that, help you get a QR code to place on your print material. You can use a QR code on digital space. It works a little bit better on print. If you're gonna use a QR code on digital, it's better just to hyperlink a button or actually put the URL in there. I want to show you another example of using the funnel. Text message campaigns. Maybe you're going through your past database and sending out some text messages. We can actually create a bit.ly link for you, so that way you don't have this big URL you are trying to put in your text message. We can actually create a short code or a bit.ly link, and that way you're able to easily put it in a text message, copy and paste in a text message, and send it out to your borrowers or your past clients, or your big list of your big email newsletters that you're sending out every month, or your email blasts. Just two more examples of print materials with the use of QR codes as you start doing more open houses again, or things open up again, being able to put those QR codes on a payment scenario flyer for you as well. And then digital newsletters, either print or digital, same thing. We could build a little banner. Any QR code goes back to the funnel. That funnel will be co-branded with your information on there. Any questions so far before I really want to show you the second part of this, which is, website traffic and how to use the sticky bars on websites. Kelly, any questions? Or along with the call to action headlines, we also have a PDF that says, I think it's 72 different places you can share your funnel to. So we'll send that. I'll make sure Kelly gets that and can send it to you guys as well. That way you can start getting some ideas. Okay, where are all these great places that I can share a funnel, or how can I use it to, how can I share it to help generate traffic? So the other side of this, of the funnels, is using sticky bars to help drive traffic to that funnel. So the funnels themselves, they have that unique URL. Anywhere you can share the URL, you can share the funnel link. Now a sticky bar is meant to sit either at the top or at the bottom of your website, and it has some animation to it, and it's really there to make sure, hey, you're working hard to send leads and generate traffic to your website. We want to make sure that the consumer at any time they find a home on your website, or they want to move forward with purchasing a home, they have that option and they don't have to navigate away from your site, go back to Lending Tree. So show you a couple of examples. So when I refresh this page, you're going to see that sticky bar drop in from the top of the page. And then the call to action button is going to move every once in a while. So the way the sticky bar works is it's going to follow the consumer throughout the website. So that way at any time, hey, they find a property that they want to click on or that they want to see more information on, they're able to click on it, see the property, but make sure, hey, okay, I like this property. Now I'm going to start that pre-approval process. They can click that button and it's going to take them right into a co-branded funnel. So the sticky bars, they work well at the top of the page. They can also sit at the bottom of the website too. What we do is you send over your website URL or your website address. We take a look at your website and we say, okay, a sticky bar is really going to look strong on here. It'd be able to sit at the top of the page and then give you some guidance on how we would get that installed. Sometimes there are websites that just sticky bars don't work on, and instead we come up with some workaround solutions. Cool. Show you one here. So for this particular brokerage, they weren't able to get a sticky bar on here, but they still wanted to have that option where a consumer could say, okay, I want to get pre-approved. So what we ended up doing was putting a little logo up at the top in the header. And then that way, once the consumer wanted to move forward with the pre-qualification process, they just clicked that logo and it took them into a co-branded funnel. So here's a good example of, using some of our mortgage-based funnels that are particular to a loan product. So this one has a little bit more VA information on it. But that's all part of, the setup. Hey, looking to see what would work well on your website. And then, hey, does the sticky bar work better at the top or the bottom? The customization on the sticky bar, we can change the title on here and we can change what the button says. So if maybe you're running a summer special, or you want to talk about, hey, there's some great USDA territory available, we can change that call to action on the sticky bar banner and really keep things fresh. And that's why these funnels are so great, because they have so much customization options on there. We can constantly refresh them, or we can create you multiple funnels. So you're not limited to just one funnel. If you wanted to have a funnel that you use just for Facebook, we can create one for that. We can tailor the call to action on here and the title and the paragraph to reflect your message on Facebook. Maybe you want to use it in a reoccurring email campaign. We can help get you some buttons to embed in your email signatures that you can link to a click funnel. So there's a lot of options. And then you can always come back and say, okay, I have a new listing. We want to swap out the listing, or maybe you won an award. Hey, let's showcase that award. Or maybe you're being featured in a local newspaper or magazine, or you did a TV spot. All those things we can incorporate on the funnels and make them very unique to you. And all that helps with conversions, right? Name recognition, brand recognition. Kelly, any questions or anything I skipped over or you wanted to hear more about? Would love to get any questions from you guys if you have any on how to use them, how they work, what they look like coming through. There are some known websites that are easy to get a sticky bar on. Boomtown, Commissions Inc., which is Sync, Inside Real Estate, which is KV Core Plus, which used to be Conversion, Playster, Brevity, Real Geek, Squarespace, Wix. WordPress is usually pretty open. There's only a few template sites that that don't work with sticky bars.
Hey, Anthony, it's
Yeah.
Kelly. I think you can hear me, right?
Yep.
Um, so a couple of things when we talk about sticky bars on real estate sites, et cetera. And I know some realtors I've spoken to in the past were like, well, I can see the value of this. If I have a few listings, when they go to my site, they can look at the listings, they can click buttons to get pre-approved, et cetera, et cetera. But there's also value here if on your personal website, you have links or additional information about all of the listings that your company has currently available, right?
Mhm.
So, you don't want them just to see, maybe you don't do a lot of listings, maybe you work with a lot of buyers, but you still want to drive that traffic to your website to look at everything you and your company has to offer. So, what I hear a lot of times is more of a narrow thought process in the availability to use something like funnels to have on your own website all of the properties available by your current company that are listed, regardless if you're the listing agent or not. The key is to drive that traffic, increase that traffic to the site. If they end up being want to click through and get more information, whether it's a house on the site or not, you still get all of that lead back to you. We really want to advance our purchase market. Okay. We're not a refinance. We love doing refinances, don't get me wrong, but we are a purchase focused organization with almost 80% purchase volume as a company. So it's very important to us to advocate for the real estate community with something like this. And we know that everything starts online. Anything we can do, whether I'm the lender or not, is let's increase your lead capture. Let's increase the engagement on the part of the borrower. How do we make your website increase its functionality to drive real dollars to you? Whether they're my dollars, it doesn't matter. It's, when everybody does better, everybody wins. And that's the focus here. The reason we're engaging this, clearly there's something in it for us. It's free to you. There's something in it for us. It's a lead for us as well. It's getting a name out there. But we want to be good partners with our real estate community. And I think this is just, hey, you know what? Try it. If you don't like it, you can remove it. You know what I mean? But as someone who's been doing mortgages for 34 years, you're in good hands in terms of that lead coming back to me, whether I work with the client or not. If it improves your business, your capture, everybody wins in the long run.
Yeah, and this website's a prime example of there is no mortgage information on here. So if the
Mm-hmm.
consumer had a finance information or wanted finance information, or just, hey, what are rates right now, right? They have
Mm-hmm.
no way of knowing what rates are or any of that piece. They're going back out to the web and Googling what are interest rates right now and seeing a Lending Tree lead or something like that. And at that point, you've lost control over the lead. And that's one of the benefits is, hey, you guys are working hard to bring that traffic to your page. Let's make sure they stay in your website or stay on your page and not have to migrate somewhere else to find what they're
Mm-hmm.
looking for. Just having the sticky bar, we could do some things. We can put a little X up here so the consumer can close the sticky bar if they don't want to see it anymore. So, we make it very friendly to the consumer experience. On the mobile device, the sticky bar functions the same. So it drops in from the top and floats around there too. So really, like Kelly said, hey, maybe we don't do a mortgage based sticky bar up top. Maybe you want a real estate based sticky bar up top, so that way the consumer can start clicking through faster. The call to action can be, let's get you set up with the home search. Click here to start. They can click on it, go to your real estate based funnel, put in their wants and needs, send that back to you. Now you've captured that information, and then we can follow up with them different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Let's send them the mobile app so they can make sure they search mobilely. Let's send them Kelly's Mortgage Calculator too, so they can start computing payments on their own. So it's just a good lead way to keep control over that funnel, keep them from going back to those big guys and you losing control of that lead. So.
And Anthony, do you have any pertinent statistics regarding the increased capture rate as a result of the funnels versus not having them on there? Are there any good statistics out there?
Well, we have a couple, right? The first one, really we try to capture what we like to see is 3% of all your web traffic is what we typically see click on the funnel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we can, if you have a website, you can send us over your website URL. We'll try to pull traffic numbers for you so you can see, hey, what are actually coming to this.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of people who actually see the funnel, go all the way through and complete it, depending on the initial lead source, it's anywhere from 34 to 45% that are seeing it and going all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
We like to change that front look of the funnel to really enhance the user experience. So if we see a low conversion rate, we can do some
Mm-hmm.
things to help that.
Gotcha.
But the big thing is, hey, let's work with you, and let's not just talk about the website part, but let's talk about all of your marketing pieces. What are your call to action on your marketing pieces, your email newsletters, your email blasts? You're setting people up on home searches. When you send those new listings out, what's your call to action there? How are you getting consumers to raise their hand again and keep moving forward with that process?
Mm-hmm. Great. Thank you.
Any questions from anyone, or want to know more how to implement these funnels? What you can do with them, or what you can customization on them?
Well, I think it's great.
Thanks, Cindy. Yeah, we're always pushing new pieces. Maybe you don't have time to do a lot of organic sharing on it. We do have co-branded Facebook ads we now run. It's something new we started at the end of last year. I don't know, Cindy, if we talked about it last time, but co-branded Facebook ads, a lot of LOs and realtors are on this platform to just say, hey, I love the funnels. I love the lead capture technology. Let's put some marketing dollars behind it too and push it that way. We've seen a big increase in just sharing the funnels in different manners, right? Not just putting it in your email newsletter, but putting it as a second option on your LinkedIn profile.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually have 2 different URLs on your LinkedIn profile. People don't know that. So there's a lot of other places, and would love to talk more marketing with you guys if that's something you'd be interested in.
Well, I think it's really great because as an agent for Ever in 5 days, and having made my living this way, I can tell you that I may have been just slightly abrupt with my manner, but I used to tell people before I met them, bring your checkbook. You have to be fully approved.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't messing around. And if they were going to mess with me and I was going to have to dance around, I'm not very good at dancing around eggshells. So I wanted serious people, and that weeded them out. It weeded them out. This weeds them out. And people that are serious will get sorted through. Now, here's the thing that I think is a big thing about this. And some of you are in my coaching program. Good for you. Ask me about getting traffic to your site.
Mm-hmm.
The more traffic you get, the better you do. Poor Kelly can tell you, she's one of the sponsors in our school. I torture these poor people. I want video clips. I want to train agents. I want 300 to 500 words in blog posts. We're launching a whole new school site, and it's WordPress. And why? It takes a lot more work, but it's a 500% better presence. and and Google loves it. So
Yep.
it's important to understand that there's so many ways to be of value and get business. I wasn't accidentally a six-figure agent for my whole entire career. It's because even though I was always scared of technology, I embraced it. And getting people, I mean, before that, we didn't even know what a website was. We were building websites for every time we had a listing, we'd build a community website, little clunky thing, nothing like they are today, but it worked. And, it was just amazing that we figured that out, quite frankly. but that's what agents need to be doing, and truly stretching and not doing what everybody else is doing. Presence is everywhere, and the internet's powerful.
Mm-hmm. And having those call to actions in your pieces on social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just enough that you have great videos and great content, but hey, calling out, having that call to action that the consumer takes that step, right? Especially in competitive markets where houses are getting 9-10 bids on them within the first day or several hours of being listed. So you want to make sure that we're giving your leads and your clients the best opportunity to start off on the right foot, having the pre-qualification done, and having that piece nailed down so they're in a better purchasing position when that home comes up that they want. So
well, it's also very professional.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are we trying to do? We trying to smooze them, or are we trying to provide them a service to protect the consumer? And that's the way I see it.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people have gotten away from that, and it's so competitive, especially in Northern Virginia. But we still have to be true to our professionalism.
Sure.
Yep.
Right.
That's what we have to be. So, and rise above the nonsense. All right. So great.
Well, thank you, Anthony, very much. Thank
Yeah.
you, everybody, for attending. If you certainly need more information, I'll follow up with an email out to everybody with my contact information so you have it. But certainly you can reach out to me or Cindy, and we're happy to help you.
Yeah, and if, as you reach out to Kelly, pieces we'll need if you want to get a sticky bar or funnel set up. If you have your logo, that's usually the hardest to find is a good logo that's a nice size to work with, your website address, and then the list of your marketing channels you're using so we can have, talk about with you, hey, how to best use it with all of your marketing pieces. So.
Excellent.
Perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you guys for having me. I love it. Appreciate it so much.
All right. Everybody have a great day. Thank you.
Take care.
You.